Rise and grind, folks. In the words of all HVAC techs in Pennsylvania, it is time to eat. Let's go get it, fellas. Guys, I'm on the way to an OAC call. This is an existing customer. He never had a maintenance with us. I know he has more than one address. With the address that we're going to, I think this one is the primary residence. I think we did something with the heat here a couple of years ago, not recently, but we never did anything with the AC. Guys, this customer called a few minutes ago and said that the AC, something is not working outside. Either the fan is not working or something outside isn't turning on. But guys, I am almost there right now. Hopefully we get here before it starts to rain, but stay tuned. I'll see y'all when I get inside. Guys, real quick. Inside, the fan is running. This looks to be a straight AC. Cooling condenser. I know he has a gas furnace inside, but nothing is running currently out here right now. I gotta go back to the truck. Let's open this up and let's see what's going on. I'll be right back. All right, guys. Our contactor is pulled in. Nothing's running. And this looks to be a Carrier, Bryant Payne, whatever, ICP. 20 plus years old. 3-ton unit. Let me get my meter and let's confirm that we got 240 going to this unit. According to the customer, this unit was working fine all the last summer and it just crapped out a few days ago. Nothing was replaced that he know of, but let's take a look and confirm power. I'll be right back. That is not good. That is not good. We don't have 230 going to our line side to the contactor. It's premature to tell what the cause of failure is, but once again, the customer said that nothing strange happened to the house in regards to like any power outages. Everything was turned on. But with that being said, we need to trust but verify. And right now, the only thing that's on now is the thermostat. Thermostat is buzzing. Which one is the line? Hold on, guys. It's the two inside ones is the line. I gotta check for power leaving the disconnect. We'll go into the disconnect. You see here, 244. Guys, this has nothing to do with unit operation. Testing for power going to the disconnect box only confirms that the breaker inside is not tripped. Now, this doesn't confirm anything besides power being on between leaving a breaker going to the disconnect box. Now, from this point, we have to continue our diagnosis to figure out what's going on to cause power disruption. Now, luckily I stocked up on my fuses since we know that we have power going to the disconnect and nothing leaving the disconnect. Our culprit is going to be maybe the fuses, but once again, what caused the fuse to open up, we still don't know, guys. We don't know what the total amp draw of this unit was. Hopefully our compressor isn't locked up. But with that being said, guys, let me get busy. Let me take the fuses out, ohm them out, and I gotta see if I got another set of fuses in my truck. I'll be right back. Got both of my fuses out. Both of these seems to be 40 amp fuses. Trying to do this with one hand, it's kind of tedious, but this one is good. This one isn't. Now, once again, guys, this doesn't confirm anything. If this fuse opened up, it probably opened up for a reason. And to be honest with you, based on the age of the system and the history, especially with us knowing that nothing was done here, I'd rather start first with a new fuse, also a new cap and hard start. If there is something going on with this compressor, I'd rather slap a hard start kit on and try our best to keep the starting amps as low as possible so we don't draw lock rotor amps. Let me take this cap out. I gotta see what size this is, and we're gonna see if we have everything on the truck. I'll be right back, guys. Good news, bad news. Good news is we have everything on our truck. Bad news is we can't say for sure if this is gonna work until we apply power with everything hooked up and we test the amps on that unit. Now this could turn on, but turn off in a few seconds if the amps on this condenser, this is nothing more than just a straight AC 3-ton condenser, but if we replace the fuse, add the cap and hard start, and the amps exceeds 40, this fuse is going to go again. So guys, this is a good scenario to show you guys of you can't say for sure if this is going to work until you try it. But with that being said, let's do our thing, and hopefully it doesn't look like it's going to rain out here. Maybe the weather was capping for a couple hours, but guys, nonetheless, I don't want to stay out here longer than what I need to, so let me do my thing here, guys. I'll be back. All right, guys. My compressor turned on, my fan turned on, and just to give you guys some context, it is about 92 degrees, and it's hot as the devil's nipples out here. That's the official temperature. So I don't expect my amps to be anything less than like close to max. But I don't want my amps to exceed running load amps. Otherwise, this could trip my fuse again or even trip the breaker. So I am going to let these numbers stabilize. Everything is running, but I don't care about this compressor running. Like I mentioned earlier, I want my amps to not exceed my running load amps. Or in layman terms, I don't want my amps to be anywhere near tripping the fuse or the breaker. Now, while I have this thing running, this condenser coil is, this condenser in general is almost 30 years old, but closing this coil down could help us out. This customer does have a hose spigot. And this is a 3-ton unit, almost 30 years old. And as you can see, we're at 17 amps, which is not uncommon for like a 20 plus or damn near 30-year-old unit. Guys, let me move some stuff out the way. This coil doesn't look too bad, but I'm gonna hit this coil anyway. I'm gonna wash it, and I'm gonna see if that will make the amps go down at least a little bit. Yep, the hose still works. All right, guys, let me do my thing here. I'll be right back. Would you look at that, guys? Look at this. Closing the coil down took at least 5 amps away from the unit. This is real life proof, guys, that maintenance only helps the unit. Having a cleaner than normal system pays dividends once the ambient temperature gets above 90 degrees. Suction line is sweating, which is good. I don't have my door on, but I gotta strap my car start kit in. But guys, I gotta bring the customer out here I'll be right back. I spoke with the customer and I just reconfirmed what we spoke about a couple years ago with maintenance. I explained to him as far as the condition, as you guys see in the picture, all the debris and everything that built up over time, no doubt about it, that contribute to the higher than normal amp draw. And was it worth even keeping this old cap in this unit? Probably not. This looks like a newer cap, but I didn't trust it based on the condition of what was going on here with the fuse. And the fact that we didn't have a hard start kit in this unit, it was a no-brainer to add one in here. But guys, most importantly, everything is clean, and we signed this customer up for maintenance. Once again, this customer always just called us when he needed this, but now we'll take care of the maintenance here in the spring and in the fall. But if you guys were wondering, 15 amps, which is outstanding for almost a 30-year-old AC unit. And we did hose down the coil. That's something that we can take care of here as we go along for AC maintenance. But guys, I got to turn the power off. I'm going to clean some debris from the bottom of this unit here, and I got to put the doors back on, and I'll be right back. The filter is clean. I thought this was a 90%, but this is at 80%. I know this customer had something going on here with the heat a couple years ago, but our supply temp is dropping, which is great. This only reconfirms our refrigerant levels, which is good. But guys, I gotta go outside and speak with the customer. I'll be right back. It is like ants galore back here. I'm glad we got everything closed up. As soon as I took that last bush of leaves away from the front area of this unit, a bunch of ants just spawned out of nowhere. But I'm glad I got everything squared away, guys. But yeah, there you have it. I gotta go back to the truck, put everything back, put the tools back, do the paperwork. But there you have it, no AC. Found the condenser not working, found a blown fuse. But after replacing the fuse, we decided to replace the cap and add a hard start kit, and it paid dividends. Cleaned everything out the way, and our compressor started. And once the unit started, our amps were borderline high, 17 and climbing. We hosed the coil down, and we got our amps to stabilize between 12 and 15. Now it's at like 15.5 and dropping. So, but yeah, guys, there you have it. Just another day in the life. We'll come back out here in the fall for the heat maintenance, but until then, stay cool and keep rocking and rolling. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.